here is how to use the virtual lab for temperature and solubility of salts. So take a look what we have here. We have a workbench, which is kind of just a blank space that would be like your lab table where you move things around and set up experiments. We've got a stockroom, and that's a place that is full of all kinds of things that you might want to use while you are doing your experiments. You can see a variety of them. And let me show you how to grab some water and a salt and figure out solubility at a certain temperature. So first, let's add ourselves a flask of water to the workbench. Click plus here. Now I have 100 milliliters of distilled water. So there might be a lot of information over here that we don't really want. So we can click on View and uncheck some of these things. Check that. We're going to uncheck thermometer, uncheck pH. What we do want to leave in there is the solid species viewer, because that is going to tell us how much solid, which would be undissolved stuff, might be in there. Okay, we're going to go back to the stockroom. We're going to grab a random salt. You should pick certain salts, but I'm going to just pick potassium dichromate. You can see it's a brown bottle, and it's got some solid in it. And what I need to do is write down the initial mass. What is the mass in the bottle? Okay, it says it right here, 176.508. I'm writing that down on my little pad of paper. Now I want to add it to the water, so I drag it on top. And it gives me this little pouring menu. I want to select realistic, which means I just pour it a little bit at a time. So I'm just kind of pouring or scooping by myself without measuring first. And if I click and hold a little bit, it'll add some, right? So now it tells me how much was transferred, but it also tells me how much is left solid in the flask. So I have, once you see a number here, any number, that means you have gotten past saturation. So what you can do is take the information that you have and calculate the grams that were dissolved in here. So go back to the bottle and select it. You can see that the final mass in the bottle, and I'm writing it down, the final mass in the bottle is 161.124 grams. So I wrote that down, and I want to subtract that, and that will just tell me how much of the salt went into the bottle. And so that's going to work out to 1, 2, 5. So that's going to work out to 15.384 grams. 15.384 grams. But not all of it managed to dissolve. So I'm going to go back here and see in my flask how much is still liquid. And you can see some of it is still dissolving. But you don't have to sit here and watch this forever. Let's just say 5.36 grams dissolved. So I'm going to subtract that. 5.36 grams dissolved. Subtract that because that was stayed solid. And that is going to give me how much actually dissolved. So when I subtract that, I'm going to see that I am left with, and I'm left with 10.023. So that's my final answer, 10.023 grams per milliliter of water at 25C. Let's say I want to change the temperature of the water and do something different. Let's go back and add more water. So I'll do this as many times as I want. I'm going to right-click on the water flask, click on Thermal Properties, check the box for Insulated from Surroundings, and then change the temperature. Now I have it at 50 degrees C. So there we go. New temperature water, we can add some more of this. You're going to want to do that until you've gotten enough data points to make a nice graph to try to figure out the solubility of these things. Thanks for watching.